Marketing, primarily as an academic discipline, from my own experience, books I've read, training, starts off on a very important point. What do you think the first part of marketing is? It starts with an R. Research. You don't do anything until you carry out your research. Your research. This research, before you can sell a product or a service, or before you launch anything, what information through primary and secondary research do you need to know about?
The people who you're wanting to market to.
Yeah, so you find information on the customers. What about Davis Gregory? Who are they?
Sisters.
Who's Rickaby's?
Your competitors.
Keyword, competitors. So here, I'll just put down just a lot of bits. Customers, competitors, and who else? Internal organisation. So you research, you should be finding out what your customers want, whether you can supply it linked internally to the organisation, and also looking at the competition. Now I don't know much about the law industry. I've had a look on your website and the FAQs and the online systems. It's very good. It's quite impressive. But you have to make sure that you are sort of, even with us as listeners, is there competitive about price? Do you have to look at pricing? Do you have to make sure you're charging the same as, or less than Davis Gregory, or less than Rickaby's? Or is it branded? Are you, as solicitors organisations like in your area, are they the ones at the top, the middle band and the lower band?
There's no definite pricing on it.
It's all about pricing. So is it need? Are you looking at supplying need?
Yeah, because it's no win, no fee. So we don't actually charge
Right.
a fee to our customer.
Do other people do that in Cheltenham? So if someone walks into Cheltenham, do they walk into your place in the Eagle Tower? Do they go to Davis Gregory? Do they go down to the one on Wadley Road? Do they go to Rickaby's on the Ring Road down?
We have
Is it chance?
we have a team of client advisors, and they could go and see them.
Right.
They're on the streets and shopping centres and
Right.
markets.
Canvassing, that sort of thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
they're
Right.
accessible to the public rather than having to walk into somewhere scary looking like a big corporate building.
Right. Okay. So the research, customers, competition, and internally in the organisation, making sure you can supply things before you try to market. What would come next then?
Product.
You do your research. All this information is there. You're ready to go. So what do you do next? You've researched it. You're ready. What's the next step? There's three main areas. What's above and below the line? You know this terminology? Above and below the line. It goes to advertising. Advertising. Direct and indirect advertising. So you do your research, then you can do what's called STP, which next session, if you want to look at, we can have a look at. STP, segmentation, targeting, position. So you can advertise, if you want one way advertise stream, billboards, papers, radio, I feel that the Davis Gregory one is quite good on football radio, because I've heard other people in college mention it. Divorcees, maybe mainly, that sort of stuff. You just make people aware. When you've got below the line advertising, so you're looking at your customers, you want to develop relationships. Below the line, it's about the communication. This is where your website, the frequently asked questions, the online advisory you've got is really good for that, because this forms a communication channel. The charity companies, there's a company at the bottom of Wadley Road called DMS, Direct Marketing Services. They do a lot of charity work with CAFOD, World Wildlife Service, Blue Cross, these sort of things. And their aim is to mail shot people using hard-hitting images that will affect the emotional side of the customer, so they will respond back. They're looking for below the line. They're looking for customer relationships. All right? So you advertise it, you direct and you indirect. And then we've got above and below. Let's put it. I certainly won't be using this room again. It's full. So why don't I this? I don't know what to do. Okay, above and below the line. You research it, you advertise it, make people aware. What comes next? Research, advertising, halfway through, what's the last point? Marketing is the same as? Selling. Sales. Getting the end result. So you've done all the work. Those are customers, you want to capture them, you want to get information for the communication channel, or you want good referrals. Or you want to make it, you produce something, a service, a new, let's just say Moss Aldridge want to move into a new market or focus on a different type of customer. Do you call them clients or customers or clients? Focus on a new type of client. The sales is the last bit, isn't it? And then with a service, any service base, it's often seen in marketing to be very important about referrals, good word of mouth. Myself, when I bought a house, I used Wikibiz, sorry I shouldn't say that, because someone on it used them, and they said the service was good, and the lady I dealt with was very professional. And I didn't look at any advertising, I didn't go and look at the other pages or online. So I said, I'm going to sell a house soon, I need to do some conveyancing. And they said, I use so-and-so at Wikibiz. That's why I went there, and so it's good. So if someone else who I know was buying a house and wanted conveyancing, I'd say, that's really good. And that's marketing as well, that communication. But that's all upstairs, isn't it? Because they've done all their work up front, they've worked with people, so their advertising really has been through referral. Internet virals are the same thing, they're passed around from each other, aren't they? The funny virals. Have you had the Ford car ones? Or the beer advert ones? Through your emails at work, your friends send you? Yeah. Yeah? Viral marketing. Free. Once you've made that advert, it makes people aware. It's direct, above the line. It's passed from email to email, but they go right around the world. Massive awareness from that initial cost of making that little advert. Sales is the last bit, and that's a whole various type of stuff. And this can involve things like this. Salespeople often use NVC. What's NVC? Non-verbal communication. So salespeople often have training to communicate very well, very efficiently. So when they speak to clients, when they meet new people, when they're in a store, everything. I've seen training videos that they've used in retail where the shop assistant has been speaking to a customer in a ladies' clothes store, and the females come out and put on a new pair of shoes or dress, and the sales assistants are trained to go, brilliant, very nice. And it works, doesn't it? Because you're smiling. True. NVC. They'll say next to go. That's the NVC, non-verbal communication. So this, you can see, this is a whole set of things. But into this as well, covering like setting up customer databases, CRM, customer relationship management, contacting them, this sort of thing. This is a whole separate field. So as we can see, really, there's like 3 disciplines here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Of how marketing can be viewed as functional areas, 3 separate functional areas, but they all interrelate. You know, occasionally, if you want to speak to people and you research, you might link straight to this bit to your CRM database. So non-verbal communication, customer relationship management. So occasionally with the functional areas, you're going to have crossover. With customer information, you might be going straight to there and need information from that. Or, you know, you're looking at what the competition does, and then you're going to try and find information on what their sales are. You know, so they do communicate, but they are almost like 3 functional areas straight. All right? But you're not really sure. So hopefully some of the stuff will be useful. Okay, the CIM were really good, the Chinese Institute of Marketing. When I did my training about 8-9 years ago, people who did it, the old school traditionalists who've been academics in marketing, were quite good. But the people who came in from the CIM, they were ex-chief executives, ex-marketing directors, ex-company owners. And their information and the training sessions that they did, the material they gave us out, I found really useful because it was usually current and very relative and right up to the minute. You know. I had the one chap in 1999, 2000, I did my advanced diploma. And websites were being evaluated as communication tools for upload, and Facebook wasn't around or anything then, but talk of interactive chat, launching website addresses, email campaigns, it was all really hot and stuff then, you know, tracking order parcels, all this sort of stuff was mentioned then, and still a lot of it still goes on now. So they are pretty good. But this is what is quite true. This statement here. The management process which identifies, anticipates and supplies customer requirements efficiently and profitably. That's got to be at the centre of what you do all the while. Focus on the customer. But for you guys, I think, is it means of attracting the customer or communicating with them from what's Aldridge?
Be attractive.
Yeah, we've got the truck.
So awareness, making them aware. You got one. Nava and Slater looked at 3 areas to concentrate for your marketing orientation. Do you know what this means? Orientation. Sort of almost like a philosophy, like an ethos, the way the company is moving. Customer orientation compared to interfunctional coordination. These 2 can be external. This one can be seen as being internal within the organisation. Right. Where do you sit in this picture? Sorry, in this figure. Where are you? Are you here, doing the nitty-gritty, the operational stuff on the day-to-day, up in the tower block, sorting things out, trying to focus on making money, speaking to the customer, and checking out the competition? To be honest, do you ever look at what the competition do? Yeah. You keep tracks on what they're offering or how they're doing it. So that's good then. So you're doing this. Customer orientation. How do you focus on the customer? Do you know exactly which types of people come to Aldridge? Do you know where they come from? Have you got any demographic information?
Yeah, it's C2 D&E.
Oh right, so you've got some information on that already. Good. I'm not sure because literally it's a new area for me, the claims and sort of, is it law? Do you fall under the law markets?
Yeah.
Is there laws about information passed between companies?
Yeah.
Is that?
It's still under data protection.
So you're very much regulated by that as well. So that will have an impact on this. You finding out primary information on customers. Do you track here in your job role? Do you track when a customer has inquired? Capture the details from this? Do you contact them back? Is it passed around any different departments? Do you do customer surveys? Do you evaluate your service? Do you say to them like, you know, did you like it? Were we quick enough? This sort of stuff?
Yeah, when the claim's finished and been settled,
Right.
we send them out a form for them to tick the boxes and
Yeah.
send back.
And when that comes in, who processes that?
That gets processed by the administration team.
and then you can have a look at the results of this and help you make some decisions.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So it looks like, really, you didn't think like that. I've had some companies in and they say, competitors? No, I haven't got a clue. I just do this. And some people really just do. They produce something, or they work with a customer supplying things, and they don't look any wider. And sometimes you have to. So marketing is a fundamental business philosophy. So would you say your company does this? Philosophy of putting the customer first, be very customer-centred?
Yeah.
Or is it the fact of, we offer a service, it's almost like what's called product-led, we offer a service, you come to us when you need us? Is it a little bit of that involved?
To a certain extent, I guess, but...
It's hard really because we're regulated by the Law Society, so we can't approach people.
Ah, right.
So we can't ask.
But you can get canvassers to go and do it on your behalf?
No, we can't ask. The guys on the streets can't stop a person on the street and say, have you had an accident in the last 3 years? They've got to, with their obviously .72, like their A-boards and stuff like that.
How do the company on Channel 4, Channel 5 do it? Personal injury lawyers for you, where they've got a picture of them slipping over. How do they deal with it? Because that's what they're doing, isn't it?
Well, they just wait for phone calls.
Right, so they advertise it and then wait for people to think, right, I could do it 10 grand. I've got a bad ankle, they didn't put a solid word, I'll go and have a look.
So we ride off the back of that. So people will come
Right.
up, so we'll see our guys in the shopping centre in the middle of Gloucester and say, oh, you're like the people on the telly.
So it's like a piggybacking type thing,
Yeah.
associated. Right, okay.
But because our people, they're then seeing them face to face, going about their daily business, they will then come and speak to our guys rather than pick up the phone.
Right.
It's easier.
Yeah, if you're there, always at the right place at the right time. Which we look at the
Yeah.
marketing mix in a little while, the 7P. It's quite interesting. So marketing is a set of techniques, advertising, market research, sales, that sort of stuff. And then the techniques are not fully adopted. Philosophy is not fully adopted. It's blending these two together and making sure everyone in the member team knows what's going on. You know, I had an example of a company which I can't say what they were, but they're like a consultancy, and they didn't do a very good job at recruiting someone. The first point of contact with a customer, someone on the end of the phone. So the family member of someone who worked there rang up genuinely to ask something, and the person on the end of the phone to take the inquiry said, "Oh well, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm going home in 5 minutes. It's a bit late. Can't you ring back tomorrow?" And the customer said, "Well, actually, no. I only want to make a quick inquiry and need some details. Well, I haven't got a pen." And the person on the phone, which is the first point of contact with a customer, alienated them. And I said, "Oh, good grief, that's unbelievable." And this was happening quite a bit, because the person that recruited as a point of contact with the customer, which obviously they didn't tell them firmly enough, I think, that, that's very important. You always take them, "Oh yes, we'll call you back. No problem. Very sorry, no one's not here in a minute, but we'll call you back tomorrow." I can assure you this sort of stuff. And it makes people feel easy, but you get a slight hook in there. If they speak to the person they actually want to speak to, you can make a full communication and ask them what they want, and take down the information, sell them something, take the details down, and get them back, or start the ball rolling. But if that first point of contact is wrong, it's dangerous. So that's sort of what the last slide means. Everybody's got to be on board to understand, especially in today's environment, you can't afford to push customers away. So it's like being at college. It's like you coming on this course here. When I agreed to do this with Sarah, I'm pretty busy, but I need to know your nature. So I've had a couple of conversations with Jocelyn. I want to know the nature of what you're doing. I got the original plan. I sent some intentions today to get it okay. And it's like, just me trying to find out from you, the customer, what you want and how I can supply it. Really. There is guidelines. It's not my own company. I work for a big organisation. But if I'm going to offer a service, I want to do it to what extent the best of my ability. And supporting you and enriching your sort of learning and support, for me, includes giving you some resources today, copies of all the electronic means, and recording it. So on a short course in 2 days, I don't know how or else we can support you as a system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Using that for a bit of an example. Okay, as an academic discipline, marketing is drawn on these 3 areas. What's this? Psychology. Study of what? The individual. So here we look at the individual. This is where consumer buyer behaviour comes in. Maybe not quite so relevant, I think, in your area of, they need, or they might want to do a claim, they don't necessarily need to do a claim. Even though it might be, you might be the influence of our behaviour. Sociology, the study of what?
People.
Society. This is where your demographics comes in, your postcoding, your acorns, your regionalised postcodes, this sort of thing. Different demographic areas. UCAS in Cheltenham for sociology. Very, very interesting. They've got information on where students apply for university, where they come from, where they go to, what they end up doing, whether they stay at the university, whether they stay in the area, what courses they do, more females, more males. For studying this, for marketing purposes, UCAS, or a nucleus of information, all fed back to the government. And economics. This affects marketing quite a lot. Economics. Do you think the claims have gone up as the credit crunch bites harder?
Yeah.
So the credit crunch is good for us all, isn't it, in fact? Is it due to this, or is it due to just the recession? Could be a mixture of both.
Yeah, mixture, yeah.
Really. Increasingly developing and contributing to its own body of knowledge. So all this information is done, captured, and the research carried out, and it goes back in. So really, I think marketing, advertising, sales, promotion, any of these topics you study now at any decent university, the information is pretty up to date and pretty spot on, because of all the research that's been carried out and done. People are always trying to look for new things. The other things that affect marketing is NBT, the next best thing, which customers always want something else, and new product development, carrying out research to develop your products that little bit further to give you a competitive edge. You often see these acronyms going around. Financial for success. Marketing has not always been the dominant business paradigm. What's this mean? Paradigm. Example, project, sort of what you're aiming to do, something you want to develop. Marketing became important when excess supply chased limited demand. So in the, am I right in saying it's the claims market? You do the claims market? Is there plenty of supply? Plenty of organisations in this market offering people, you organise their claims for them, or what's the terminology to help me out?
What with other companies passing on?
Well, no, there's a lot of people with certain injuries in the marketplace, and you've got you. Who else have you got? Injury lawyers for you?
Yeah.
Anyone else in Cheltenham who specialise like cross soldiers do?
I don't know about Cheltenham.
Or is it the national?
It's mainly national.
Mainly national.
So National Accident Helpline.
National Helpline. So this is the supply, and the demand comes from the consumer, the people with the injury. So obviously there's only going to be a limited amount of these people, isn't there? And there's some big players, and there's some medium-sized companies, probably like yourselves, who are all after this marketplace. Just tapping into it. Because there is this, I'd say, I don't know whether it's excess supply, because of the nature of or the diverse nature of the organisations and the size of them. Are some of them just web-based only?
Some of them are, and then they have a panel of solicitors, and then they will sell your case.
To the panel. So it's like an escrow agency or a subcontractor.
Yeah.
That's clever. Right. Okay. Development of dominant business environment. I don't know whether you guys really focus on production as such. Maybe the production is the organisation and management of providing your service. So if we look at this as your service and how you go about providing this service, this is your production, right? So you have to focus on this very heavily, making sure that that is the best quality you can possibly offer. Focus on selling is your, this is our marketplace. It's almost like, have you heard of STP, segmentation, targeting and positioning? It's almost like this. So you are focusing on your certain area, and as I mentioned earlier on, it may be direct, indirect, above the line, making people aware of you, below the line, capturing the communication. So your focus is on this, and then that feeds back to your research bit here. It's making sure you close the loop at the end, and the marketing has been good, correct, and you're slowly increasing numbers, you're getting customer details, and you're feeding back to the people who are doing it in the first place. I couldn't find a better diagram of this, but I wanted one with another one that comes back to there. But it's almost like the three functional areas. This is from Narva and Slater, the dominant business environment. And you've got to be very channeled, and you've got to think, this is what we're going to do now, and all your efforts go into that. And if it doesn't work, it's tweaked and changed. And it's all about the management and control of it. That's why most organisations you'll find will have a marketing manager, if they're big organisations, and then it's split down. Then you have the sales managers, the research admin, customer relationship people, and they split them down into certain areas, and people have certain tasks. They all know why they're doing this task in the big picture of marketing, but there are certain tasks, and they have to communicate together. It's almost like when you build a car. You need to have the platform built first, don't you? And then the bodywork coming in, and then the engine coming in to be made. And when it's made, right externally, what's the garage done? Just as it's been made, hopefully. They've sold it. Yeah, well, painted within. So when it's delivered there, they've sold it. It's almost like this. It's coordinating everything you do, focusing on your product and your service. Right? Okay, your views. At this point, I'm going to stop and give you a handout. Customers, why would you listen to them? If we looked at needs, we need to look at the evaluation of this a little bit deeper. A little bit on STP, we can look at this today or next time. And fun. Okay, so cover those bits at the moment. So right, just to recap from my conversation then. So the product is the claim and the service. The promotion is by the canvassers, where 85% of your sort of business, your inquiries come through.
Yeah.
Price is zero, which is your USP, unique selling point. Try to think what else, what other USPs you would have over the people advertised on TV and just on the internet. What's $100 for you? What's their unique selling point? Zero fee. 24-hour access.
We also use the fact that when a claim is up and running, the client might not necessarily ring the office, but they might go back down to their local shopping centre and say, well, how's my claim going on?
Right.
And then that rep will ring into the office and then...
So the communication is much better than you would do with a big company.
Yeah.
Right, fine.
And also when the client originally goes up to the first client advisor, they'll speak to the solicitor there and there. The client advisor will ring into the office and the client will speak to the solicitor there.
So they'll be told on the spot whether their claim will be accepted or whether it's...
Right. And that's a lot quicker than the competition. Do you say that? You're advertising? Do you stress this festival?
Yes, speak to the solicitor now.
Right, okay. So the place, which are the routes of entry? The shopping centres, they are on the street, canvassing, the website, which I've seen, which is really good, and due to some changes, so it'll be better. Over the telephone, do you ever get referrals from other people?
Yeah, we do.
Referrals? So you've got 4 exits in there.
Yeah.
That's good. The physical evidence. Sort of look at this as in the website, even though it's not physical, it's intangible, it's virtual, but that's pretty good. So that's sort of in place. They don't have to come into Eagle Star, do they? That's
Not really.
the office. That's the office there. So their point of contact, the physical evidence is with the person, and a literature that's given out there and then, I suppose. Do they sign a contract there, or when they sign that with the council there? Right, processes. What processes are in place to support this customer-centred approach, this customer orientation? You've got the quality checks, you've got the mystery shopper.
There's obviously the operations team that process all the leads originally, which then speeds up the process of getting to the solicitor to get the ball rolling. back to the code and stuff.
Right. And which processes link the people and the processes together? Do all people know who are involved in this claim who to speak to? If you've got access to the customer details, where they are, if someone's away, you can still support that customer inquiry.
Yeah.
The people at the front end, on the first point of contact, have training, you say, and they're all checked. It's good. The people in the office know what's going on. Is there any linkage between the canvassers and what you do on the website? Is there like sort of a crossover there?
There will be. There isn't really at the minute, but there will be.
So it'll tell people where the client advisors are going to be.
Because what I'm thinking is maybe using e-technology, if you have like a wireless dongle with your mobile phone and your canvassers have a PDA or laptop, and they're in a shopping centre, most of them have got Wi-Fi now, they could log into the network and do a lot of it live there and then, capture customer details. I don't want to say non-PC, but if you get any idiots or time wasters, people who are really putting a false claim, if they go up to them and you've got this sort of communication technology, whether Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, you type in their details. Say your name, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. You know, that's the laptop. Yes, Mr. Smith. On your advisor's laptop, you know, like time waster, avoid. Sorry, system's not working today. Or I'll take your details and hopefully I'll get back to you, sort of thing. Great, next, sort of thing. This communication, well, you know, for genuine people as well, will be really, really good. You can log it all there and then, and it will speed the process up. And maybe this sort of system may be part of your USP that would be better than Intro Lawyers for You or hearing on the radio and going through that two-step stage of hearing it, contacting, then waiting. If your advisors there and then hit them, and these, you know, mobile phone laptops to the network, be instantaneous, maybe the speed of application could be good. Just an idea. Do you know what I mean? Are they provided with electronic means or things or so forth?
They will be. One thing that we're looking into at the moment, that if you've ever walked past a shop in the town centre and you've had your Bluetooth on your phone,
yeah, please. Yeah.
We're looking into doing that.
That'd be good, yeah. That'd be good. Very similar to the technology. There was not spamming, there was a name, I heard it a while ago. It's not really been my area very much, being education and teaching now, but there is a name for this. I was reading some on Q codes, you know, like the barcode scanning type things, using mobile phones to bleep on Q codes, give information on products. It was to do with that as well. So people use their mobile phones to use as barcode scanners, and this, when you walk past a shop with Bluetooth on, they pick it up and it's not transponders. I'm just trying to find out for you what it's called. So, the people in the processes, maybe this may be an idea for the future. And the promotion, you said it's mainly direct advertising, face-to-face on the street, you've got the website, you've got the online system, that sort of thing there. So I think we covered quite a bit on that. Do you sort of understand this now?
Yeah.
I've explained this in enough detail?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, okay. Here we go. Marketing management process. I've added these few slides in. Some of these don't really match up in their numbers because I've used the bits that I thought, that I perceived that I could, you know, looking at Jocelyn's email and what Sarah, the communication between Sarah and Jocelyn, what you need. But I'll put some stuff in about the management process. Is that all right? Look at this. We have got another activity to do, unfortunately. This is like a standard model. This can be applied not only to marketing. I mean, this one with some of the headings are applied to the marketing now. Have you ever done anything like this before at work, or a team meeting, or training? Some of it's pretty useful. It's all about gaining information to make decisions, and the information that goes into each of these sections and these issues. The information that you find through primary, secondary research, through a team meeting, should hopefully help you plan, manage and control the process a little bit better. Right? Quite often, you should be asking yourself, from marketing, as a marketing manager, Where are we now? So what's our market share? Are we, is the advertising working? The feedback I've got, the evaluation I've done, are we hitting these people? Well, obviously, if you've got business coming in and you've got turnover and you're staying the same, or you're moving up, you're doing something slightly right. I would imagine, so correct me if I'm wrong, that in your field, the big players who advertise on TV and got massive web campaigns, they've got a big share of the market.
Yeah, but in Wales, South Wales, we have a 13% market share of all of the active players.
And is that where you do a lot of your canvassing in the Cardiff, Swansea sort of areas?
Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
there? Right. So why is that working in Wales? That would be my question. Why? Well, why is that working in Wales? And why is maybe Intralot, for you, example, has got other market share than else? Is that there where they focus their advertising on the demographics of the cities, where the populace is more dense, or more people work in big organisations, in the big multinationals, or is there parts of the country where you have manufacturing and more people get injured? In Wales, do people get injured by chainsaws when they're working on the forestry commission sort of thing, or the mountains?
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
Do you target certain areas?
Industrial.
So do the hospitals give you information on people going in with like broken bones and things? There's a high proportion. That is like, I know this is probably not obvious again, but maybe Newcastle at night. I might be sort of thinking about famous student town. There's trouble people drink or fall down nightclub stairs or various things. You get these rates go up. It's like that's our target area. That's interesting. You really done well in Wales, isn't it?
I think it's also to do with the demographics in South Wales as well.
Change your name. Ross Aldridge Jones. What's your Aldridge David? David's at the Valley sort of thing.
So we're finding in Wales they want to make a claim, just as if had an accident, they'll find someone, they'll go make a claim. And then we target areas like Cheltenham and even some areas of Bristol, and then no, what would I want to do that for? They don't sort of, it's foreign.
Is it a society thing?
Yeah.
A societal thing about different levels of
And then
society?
we've just started going up to the West Midlands, Wolverhampton and Walsall, and they're the same as Wales. They want to make a claim, and they wonder, they fell over a grate when they were walking around Tesco's, they want to make a claim for it, and everything that's happened, they want to make a claim. So it depends where you go
looking
at
at the
people's
look at
reactions.
the nature of society, or the sort of not really the demographic society thing there, but maybe could add it to
It's like people's view on
GDP, that sort of thing.
I mean, some people have pretty strong views on single famous.
Yeah, I suppose you've got like the old school traditionalists who wouldn't claim on their car insurance unless someone was running to them sort of thing, and they wrote it off, and they wouldn't claim on house insurance if they broke a TV. They just well, you can go and buy a new one in case their claims went up, wouldn't they? Sort of thing. And are people worried for this sort of probably the analysis, I suppose, to what to do next? Some are here. Are people worried if they make a claim with you, they're going to be like sort of blacklisted sort of thing? Is that what you mentioned? My house insurance got because you did a claim for me sort of thing.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Oh, it's people like you that push our...
So is that part of your marketing USP that will say this won't affect what you do with us, doesn't affect your insured policy? We are standalone, we're there to support you.
We don't advertise that, but we do say that to people, because if you have a car accident and you've gone through your insurance to claim for the damage, the fact that you've then also used this system.
Okay, so we've just covered MMP. So right. Would you say in your organisation, marketing is viewed as a philosophy? Are people quite customer-centred? Everybody, people who you know at work.
I think the majority of people...
Majority of
Yeah.
people. So do you understand this philosophy? The way the whole company thinks, the philosophy. The philosophy with the college now is to, almost like our mission statement, but our philosophy is to look at technology, to see how technology in certain areas could enrich the student experience. The whole focus of philosophy at the college is like widening participation. People from every age. We have the foundation tier, 14 to 19-year-olds at the Launchpad. We've got a HE school at the Docks in Gloucester. We've got links with the University of West of England and University of Glasgow. So the philosophy of education sort of changes. We have bit like our targets and our charter, 21st century charter sort of thing. Right? So it's all about everyone should be a part-time marketeer, really. Think about, if they do something wrong, or they don't answer the phone, or a customer rings up and they say, oh, I want to speak to you today, I'm going to a meeting, bye. It ain't going to work. This is good. Peter Drucker. In my opinion, one of the most important lines is this thing here. Point of view of the final result. With Ross Aldridge, dealing with customers, what's the final result? What are you looking for?
Claim being settled.
Claim being settled, the customer goes away happy, and then what?
Word of mouth.
Tell somebody else. That's very important. And if you can achieve that, that's the basic element. You do your job right, I think. Quickly, accurately, they get away. Now, I don't know, as we mentioned, the impact of technology on this, but I think there's a systems thing there, from what I can gather, which is basically makes a new company, trying to apply the academic, contextualise it to your workplace. I think there's going to be systems things there that will increase your marketing or your communication processes, or be more effective in what you do. Would you agree? I might be totally wrong, but because people coming in, that communication channel coming in, I think it's all about the system that makes that effective. And you can monitor and control as a manager the stages of that system. I think that's very important. Right, okay. Social responsibility. I don't know how far down this road you want to go. Injury lawyers for you, I don't know. A little bit subjective and contentious, I don't know. But there is a thing about firms using the environmental factors, the green image, the socially just. BT did a big research project a few years ago called, they come under CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. It's about companies being ethical. And that might be an idea, actually. Ethically sound. Would Ross Aldridge's being more of a, I don't want to say micro, but more of a sort of specialist law firm type thing, yeah? As opposed to injury lawyers for you. And who are the big players? Who are the two big players?
Claims Direct.
Claims Direct.
National Accident.
National Accident. Have they had any bad press? Have they been dragged over the coals for not being socially responsible or encouraging the claims culture in the UK?
It's certainly encouraging.
So is there any mileage in Ross Aldridge looking at the social responsibility, being good citizens, being socially responsible? Is that an angle for USP? We're a small company, if there's not a real claim, we won't push it for you. But if it is real and you're genuine, we're genuine, I suppose. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because in the marketplace as a whole, the green companies, the ecologically friendly companies, the environmentally friendly companies, people looking to do fair trade, it's big, isn't it? It's a culture. It's like a social culture, isn't it? So I put this in on the end. I didn't want to go down this road too much of CSR, corporate social responsibility. But while I was trying to get my brain around Ross Aldridge and what they do over the last week, and looking at your website and speaking to Jocelyn, I just had to look at the bigger players. We go on the internet, you type in claims, who comes up, this and that. Just the general things, really. I did think about this emphasis on good citizens. I don't know, you might want to fire that a bit up to SMT level, to senior management who might have a better grasp on this. Here's what I'm doing, is trying to think about it from a different angle for you guys. Wise expectations of organisations, social responsibilities. Social responsibility is driven by strategy rather than philanthropy. So the strategy behind this one, with you guys, would be, in my opinion, sort of like a USP. Being seen as a good citizen, the firm is a good citizen. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? You've got that? Just an idea. CSR, corporate social responsibility. Let injury lawyers for you do that and drive the claims culture and get driven and pulled up by a watchdog or whoever. Or what's the watchdog body? Like Ofcom or this sort of things, or Ofsted. Who's the one for?
The Law Society and
the Law Society. She want to stay well clear of them and do something that's the opposite. Maybe what individuals for you. What makes a good marketeer? Born or bred? Huh? Bred, fine. Creativity. Is this bred in someone, or are you born creative?
born creative.
You're born creative. It's good to have, but it's not mutually exclusive to the role. If you can be creative, a bit dynamic, a little bit off the wall, sometimes that's good. But I believe you can be bred, because there is systems, there's strategy, there's guidance, there's mentoring, there's coaching, there's supporting by peers and management. And if you've got some strengths, if you're a stickler for detail, or you're very good at IT, those might be strengths in the department as a marketing team that you need to help you create something else. Do you know what I mean? But I believe this is very important, that some people are very good born listeners. Not everyone's a born presenter. They haven't got the confidence. They don't want to stand up and talk to people. They don't want to lead a team. But you need a different makeup of individuals in this team, different characteristics to make things work. But the ability to listen and analyse is key to making decisions, I think, especially with customers are concerned. Critical thinking, being critical about what you're doing at the stages in the MMP process is very good. It's a very good skill. Be critical. Don't think what you're doing is great and going to work all the while. As we know with marketing, your life cycle. Most product services have got a life cycle to really get bored of. Maybe not so much in this services in your area, but in lots of other marketplaces, products, cars, MP3 player, it's camera. How long is that going to be fashionable for? How long is that going to last? 9 months? 10 months? Mobile phones. Product life cycle. Sony released a mobile phone with a 20 meg camera, and does everything. What happens two weeks later, or maybe almost at the same time? Nokia does a better one with the next best thing, new product development. And this is true. Be critical. Think critically about what you're doing and absorb feedback from half the team members. But there are some inherent skills about self-belief. When I was a marketing manager in the leisure industry, you've got to believe in what you're doing wholly, and you've got to instill that belief in your team. It's very important. The people believe what you're doing is right, they've got ownership of what they're doing, and everyone thinks about the customer. This is paramount. And I can promise you this, that if you don't believe in what you're doing to your team or other people around you, they'll lose belief as well. You've got to be really passionate, really enthusiastic. What we do is great, yeah, we're going to achieve, we're going to do this, we're going to make a profit, we're going to make money, this is a really good campaign. These sort of positive tones that come through in leading a team. Self-belief is really true. Alright? Okay, that's the end of Death by Pound.